We're good?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Son of a biscuit eating baby.
Oh man, technical issues, but we
Oh, yeah.
wow. Wow. Well, I almost feel like I'm being interviewed now because I'm on your show.
You actually have more followers than I do.
Yeah, but I have learned that a lot of the smaller channels really put out amazing info. And that's how you find, like, I went back this morning and I looked on yours and I was seeing some of your videos from like a year ago. And I'm like, tuned to it, like, oh my goodness.
I like making videos. I don't take the time to do it. It's
Yeah.
I'll honestly admit that there's plenty of videos I could be making. I don't make the time to do it. And that's not because I don't care about helping people be prepared. There's 50 million other excuses of life to be doing
Hmm. Hmm.
besides all the screen looking I do anyway. So
Oh, yes, absolutely there is. Well, I tell you what, because I'm going to steal this so that way I can post it out to everybody. And so, technically, even though I'm on your show, I'm going to interview you. So,
okay, grill me on my own network here. That's cool. I
all
don't
right,
care.
all right. So, we already know that you are a part, and then I have a lot of different followers that may not know who you are because you work a lot behind the scenes. So you
Uh,
have
yeah.
somebody that's kind of the face of everything, and then you're in the background. So before we get into those that you're a part of, what and OPSEC, okay, don't
Yeah.
share anything, on that, but tell us about you.
About me. I'm just a guy born and raised in Central Arkansas. Uh, age of 23. Took a mad, crazy road trip to middle of Nebraska with a buddy of mine. He stayed about a couple of hours and then turned around and went back home. I stayed in Nebraska.
Oof.
Did that for about 11 and a half years. Back to Arkansas, out to California, back to Arkansas, over to Oklahoma, back up to Nebraska, and then I'm back here in Arkansas again.
Man, you've been everywhere.
I've been a few places. I've seen a few things. It's been an interesting life so far. In the process of going through life, past five, probably almost 6 years now, I've come to the Father through my brother TJ, Bear Independent.
Hmm.
Uh, Father works through him like in beautiful ways. But yeah, I'm just some guy that what 8 or 9 years ago became aware of the titles and labels and stuff of stuff I was already doing.
Hmm.
Uh, for the past 15, 20 years, I've carried some kind of backpack or bag around with stuff in it that I would regularly use. And it's been various bags. I used to do the, what do we call it politely, gear whoring. Uh, everyone's done it. And it's
Hmm.
like, oh, I love my, whatever. I love my Android
Hmm.
versus iPhone. I'm not an iPhone guy. I won't touch the things.
Nope.
So we're into preparedness, doing the things.
Hmm.
Um, and it's just I've come to learn that it's just building on what you already know and expanding your knowledge and your skills.
Nope.
Other than that, I'm just some guy. I've got uh, building a small army here, 9 months at a time. uh, New addition to the family 2 3 weeks ago. Has it been 2 weeks already? Wow.
Hmm.
um, Baby Badger is what one of my sisters uh, called her. Uh, I'm just a guy. I follow what the book says. Um, this book right here, it's the Bible. The ISR Institute for Scriptural Research, 2009 edition, and read the book, do what it says.
Yeah, yeah.
That's about it.
Well, and it's amazing too because you have a bunch of people out there. You know, it seems like in the past a little bit, you've got homesteading, prepper, survival. It's all kind of went a little bit mainstream, and I've seen it. And Facebook, Reddit, you know, is horrible. But they're like, you have to do this or you have to follow that guy. And I'm going, no, we're all different people, you know. And the way that like Bear is a guy that he commands attention and you know where you are with him. And if somebody's not built that way, it may turn them off. And I'm going, well, wait. There's somebody out there that's equal to him that maybe that's your, you know, persona that you can match with. And that's why when I stumbled upon your stuff, you bounce like me. You go from here to here to here to here. You got to connect the dots. And at the end, it all ties back together. But you can tell you're not scripted. You are straight from the heart. And that speaks to me. That's why I was like, I've got to talk to you.
Well, I bounce all over the place. Coffee calms me down.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. So,
I'm just about in most of the general online places that everyone else is to a degree, and probably a few places that other people don't go, and that's for reasons. Like here on the YTube, as I call it, I don't like giving them the satisfaction of using their own names. I'm on the Tickety Talks. I'm on the Book of Face, the Grams of Instant Gratification, whatever you want to call it. Oh, it's not a weed delivery service. We don't do that here. But like I said, I'm back of house. I like to help behind the scenes. Yeah, I have a voice. I can speak, but yeah. What are your questions?
Well, and I like yours. I was watching your one video on why you came up with Badger, and I was like, that's great. And just what you said right there, that kind of working in the background, that's where I've been my entire life. And so that's where my name comes in of 2IC. I'm not the leader, but you can put me right next in charge and I'll help get things done. But it's one of them things, you know, for me, I don't talk about religion a ton on my channel. And I think faith is very important when it comes to, you know, whatever you believe in. That's a personal decision, and I leave it to the viewer to do that. But for me, it's that kind of, you know, God's got it all done. You know, God the Father's got it. I'm just second. You know, he calls the shots. I just follow and do what I got to do.
Oh, while I have you here on my channel, I'm just gonna say to everybody in the chat, if y'all like what's going on, hit the thumbs up button. And if you want other people to be able to laugh at me or go visit Rural Report, share, click the link, share the live out so others can see it.
Which I see down here, JS was at Genesis Designs. We all wear different shoes and work.
That's one of my brothers right there.
I love it.
I'm gonna brag on him just a little bit. I'm not gonna go get the egg carrier. Man makes beautiful things. Actually, in either my description or the description of this live stream is a link to his website and a bunch of others we support here. He made me these.
Ooh, pretty.
I know, right? I love him. He has a good eye and a great heart. But JS Genesis Designs, y'all go check him out.
Yeah, we'll have to definitely have to go check him out on that. That's amazing. Wow. Wow. All right. Well, for the people that don't know, I want to talk about the kind of three big organizations, which a small little side note, Do you know who Pinball from Preparedness is?
I can't remember if I'm subscribed to him or not, but I've caught some of his stuff over the past couple of years,
So
here
he
and
did a
there.
lot.
I'm not like every
Yeah.
week or anything, but I'm aware of who they are.
So he did a live stream last night where he was giving away some product. The tube, we'll do it that way. The tube decided to mess with people's names, and somebody said I won, and he goes, the name doesn't match. We're not doing it. Scammers, all this other stuff. Well, it turns out they won. So he said, I'm going to buy the product. It's like $450. He goes, I'm going to buy it because it's not your fault. It's my way of making things right. They in turn send him an email and said, no, it's okay. It's not your fault. Even though there's a lot of us, me included, we chipped in 10, $20 and was like, here, it's not your fault. We're going to do it. We're a prepping community. We take care of each other. That person sent him an email and said, take that money and donate it to Grindstone Ministries.
Right on. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. That's a blessing right there.
Yeah, that was absolutely beautiful on that. I mean, it was almost tear moment. So, but speaking of, tell us about Grindstone.
Grindstone Ministries. It's a 501c3 started by Bear Independent. It's a construction-based ministry, just like the tornado that ripped through the area just outside of Nashville last night. Situations like that, like to go in and just do whatever can be done to help those who have been affected, whether it's whatever needs to be done, debris removal in a tornado or hurricane or whatever. Trees are thrown everywhere along with everything else. They go in with chainsaws and equipment and clear things out, make things safe, and while doing so, offer testimony about Yeshua, Jesus, and just they pray over people, they bless people with their presence there through the Father. It is just to go and minister and help those in need, whatever the occasion.
Yeah,
kind of a disaster relief ministry.
well, and I like it too because I mean, I follow Bear like a lot of people do, and to hear some of those stories, like how it got started, was they went on before it was Grindstone Ministries, and it was
Oh,
like
I don't remember which hurricane it was, but it was down in Panama City, Florida. And it was just an inflow and outflow of people that Bear said, hey, we're going, and just people just kept rolling in, rotate 10 people in, out, whatever. Beautiful story that you can catch on some of his early live streams during that time, and whatever was they couldn't get a chainsaw started. Literally, and everybody stood around and prayed. The next pull fired right off.
Wow.
And they needed a piece of heavy equipment like a backhoe or something, and it's middle of a disaster area. There's nothing like that around. They prayed about it. Guy shows up with the equipment, the exact equipment that they needed for that. It's just amazing how the Father moves.
Oh yeah, yeah. And he gives out plenty of examples. If you cannot go over to that channel and just watch story after story, and the biggest respect that I have, not only for him but for you and for everybody else there, it's not a I'm talking, click my stuff, buy my stuff. You guys get out there and roll your sleeves up and get stuff done. Yeah.
I actually have yet to be on deployment. I haven't. It's not that I haven't had the heart set for it. I haven't been told, hey, get in this car with this dude that just pulled up in your driveway. You're going to go help people.
Right.
That hasn't been put on me just yet. But again, like kind of back of house stuff. If they need help coordinating something behind the scenes or something, I'm there.
Right. Well, and that goes into it. Even the person on the front line, without the cook and the logistics guy and everybody's a team player.
Yep.
Yeah. So
So
I
yeah,
absolutely love it.
So yeah, that's Grindstone Ministries for you. And it's not about me. It's not about Bear or anybody else. It's about the Father,
Yep.
and He puts us where He needs us or
Yep.
wants us.
Well, and I've seen so many just amazing things on the way that the ability to get out there and help, and then to be able to say, this is a ministry, and so you can go in and by the fruits of the labor you are putting out labor, and that's a really good attention getter. When I was in need, somebody came, and then when you get to say, "Hey, I was sent here. This is why I was helping," it turns a lot of people's attention.
It does.
So,
I'm honestly surprised more large, what you might consider larger organizations, don't actually get in contact with ministries such as
mhm,
Grindstone or Night Runners Ministry,
mhm,
which is another one that helps with disaster relief. They go in with wet food and water and just help people.
mhm.
Uh, Next
Yeah.
question.
Well, and it goes into that too. Over the many years, I've tried to get involved with a few different charities, and I absolutely hate. Like there was one, I won't mention names. There was a toy drive. It was raining. It was nasty. Whatever. I'm out there helping with everybody. Everybody's soaked. Everybody's miserable, and you watch the people that are putting it on roll
Uh-huh.
up in really nice cars. They hop out, take a few pictures, and they're out.
Uh-huh. Just like the certain organizations did with Hawaii. Yeah,
Hmm.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep. Yep. Well, and that leads us in. So tell us about Caleb House.
Caleb House, calebhouse.org. It is a also a 501c3 that is it is to restore and rehabilitate those who have minors who have been affected by human trafficking, and that's putting it politely.
Mhm.
They do rescue. They also do restoration. They are it's an ongoing thing to build the sites that unfortunately are necessary to help restore these kids.
Mhm.
Um, there's a lot I could say emotionally
Mhm.
about all that, but I was not. How do you say that without getting kicked off? I was never SA'd as a kid, but there was other physical and mental abuse that happened to me, and uh, I wish somebody had been there to put me back together better than I am now. Um, but in every description of whatever I have, there's always a link to Caleb House.
Mhm.
Um, Currently working on Caleb House 1. Oh wait, I was I was actually talking with Bear the other day, and oh, sorry, wrong. I don't always have my ducks in a row. Um, Something that I'm going to segue into, not taken away from Caleb House, but actually to help it, is the. Have you heard of the Refuge Ruckus?
Mhm.
Okay, um, there's a link to that in everything I got too. The Refuge Ruckus is going to be a 12K ruck with your pack, and you get yourself a sponsor through downtown Fort Smith, Arkansas. Uh, there will be speakers. There will be a fellowship on Shabbat on that Saturday, and it's just to help support Caleb House in building up donations, which they need. It takes anywhere from 20 to 50,000 to rescue and just the logistics of caring for one person.
Mm-hmm.
So Caleb House and any of the other ministries are privately funded.
Yep.
It comes from people like you and I, anyone in the chat. JS Genesis Designs knows all about that. He's actually donated to some things to the Giving Tuesday silent auction that was just occurred a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
The point of the ruckus is to help raise funds for building Caleb House. So far, dozens have been rescued, and they're squirreled away in wherever they squirrel them away at. I don't even know, and I'm fine with that, as long as they're safe and taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
And I know my brothers and sisters and anyone associated with them that they vet out, they can do that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, for the entire U.S., there's only 420 beds designated for juvenile restoration. Only 420, and how many kids go missing every month?
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Very much. Yeah.
Unfortunately, with the public organizations that do this, 90% of all funds are spent on just the awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Only 10% are spent on rescue,
Mm-hmm.
and literally next to no funds at all are set aside for the restoration. No one considers the other side of the coin of, okay, we've done our part and extracted this kid from the situation. What do we do with them now?
Yeah.
A lot of times they're handed off to therapeutic homes or foster homes, and they get put right back in that unrighteous system again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember all the numbers. You can find any recent video from Bear or other people talking about the numbers, and the numbers actually aren't important. It's just brutally shocking.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be happening in the first place.
Yep. Yep.
We should have raised our kids, or our are you a Gen Xer?
No, I'm actually on the tail end of a millennial. I know.
At least you're not a Zoomer. Oh, I was raised by a Boomer, so, and my grandparents, but we got to do better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well,
all
and
the way
if
around.
you haven't seen the Unafraid, so I am.
Yeah, right on. Right on.
I am of it. And this will be maybe one to do a smile. So it's actually maybe Thursday or Friday of last week. I was telling somebody about Caleb House, and they were really asking questions and all that. And then I looked at him and I go, and the big thing about this is I hope he one day goes out of business. And they're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I hope that one day this will never need to happen. This should never happen.
I mean, we could go down the sea theory rabbit holes and wander off into the weeds till we're in the jungle about all the levels that this goes through. I mean, you can almost throw a stick in the middle of Congress, you're going to hit one eventually.
Yep.
Easily. Or any other political system or financial system, or it's $150 billion a year industry to traffic people.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot that could be said, but
Yeah, and that's one of the ones for me. I am usually the most easygoing guy. For whatever reason, my gift is negotiation. I can usually meet you somewhere where both of us are happy. When it
Right.
involves a kid,
Oh,
red line.
zero to rage. It's I've seen like I'm I'm from the generation I got my butt whooped, with a belt
Mhm.
when I earned it. Uh, can't say I wasn't beaten as a kid, but that's a different story entirely. Um, but seeing someone abuse their kid,
Mhm.
I know there's slightly different parenting styles. Some are a little heavier handed than others, and some are way too light. But that's another story too.
Yep.
I'm all about tangents. Unfortunately, uh, if I see you beating your kid and you're not there doing it to correct something, if you're just taking out whatever rage, pain, whatever it is, you don't want to do it in front of me.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, I'll catch charge.
Yep.
Pardon me, but quicker than shit
Yep.
for over something like that.
Mhm.
And if I see the triggers and the cues for certain things, I will have your ass investigated
Mhm.
in a heartbeat.
Mhm. Yeah, that's one. Kids is a solid red line,
Mhm.
and I know millennial, but I was raised on two principles. One, before I did anything, I was told, "Is my butt going to hurt later?" And number two was, you wasn't afraid of your parents. You were afraid of the consequences of your actions, is what
Mhm.
it was. And so that's what I've been trying to do with my little one is we will play all day long, but once he crosses that line and he's at that 4-year-old stage where he's kind of like, can I? No, don't do it. And he just kind of keeps going. And then once he gets that look, okay, I'm done.
Do you really want to touch that hot heater over there?
Mm-hmm.
You're about to learn a quick lesson.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to be hurt, but you might have to learn that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
yeah. And Grindstone does touch back on Grindstone. They also do the construction part for Caleb House.
Oh, it's great.
Everything stacks.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah,
Well,
uh, Caleb House is a rescue and restoration uh, facility looking to be built. So if anybody needs any information or something, go to calebhouse.org.
mhm.
Link is in the description for that and everything else we support.
Yes. Yeah. And they're great, great ones to support. But that also brings around to your third one. So, what about Refuge Medical?
Refuge Medical, what's that?
What's that?
Ooh, pardon me, I'm just grabbing stuff. It is a company started in the barn of Bear Independent, or Bear of BearIndependent.com. He got, no, it's not so much that he grew and built on YouTube and then started Patreon. And he asked one day in a poll, what are some things you'd like to see out of, Bear Independent Patreon, like stickers, hats, stuff. And one of them was IFAKs or medical gear. I don't remember specifically. But anyway, uh, and 300 and something votes on IFAKs. That means people were interested in keeping the stuff inside them that they need inside them.
Mhm.
So he got together with Cody at Sojourn Gear, sojourngear.com. That's also in the links. We love Cody. Um, and together they designed a canvas case to hold medical gear. And then went further, and it turned into. Don't do that. The Gen 1.
Mm-hmm.
This is a bear fact. This one is mine. There are quite a few like it, but yeah, this one's mine. I'm not gonna pull them all out simply because Refuge Medical here on the Y Tubes and Bear himself has pulled them apart week after week in like the news brief, the Bear Brief, and other platforms. So if you want to know more about what's in any Refuge Medical kit, you can go to refugemedical.com. That link's below too. Or you can get yourself a Bear Minimum, which is a bit smaller but just as capable as a regular sized Bear Fat. And for it's not just for soccer moms; it's for soccer dads and soccer kids. The Boo Boo Kit. This is the Gen 1. I really would like to pick up a Gen 2 or whatever the next generation is. But yeah, Refuge Medical. That's reversed, isn't it?
No.
Oh, it's mirrored.
It's mirrored for you, but the audience sees it right.
Mirrored, not reversed. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, refugemedical.com, and they also offer training at refugetraining.com as schedules permit. I think there's a couple of changes coming up with that too.
Yeah, and they put out great. Actually, I just watched the video on Refuge with I'm bad with names, with Bob and
Heath.
Yes, where they did that ruck in the rain, and then they did their unpacking.
My brother Heath and my brother Bob. I don't get to see him enough, but anyway, yeah, they're all about doing the things, not just talking about it or showing it. Get out and they do the things.
Yes.
I have to ask, do you have a tourniquet with you?
Not on me. You called me out. It's
epic fail. Like, you died.
I know.
Hey, shalom, everybody in the chat. Sorry, I apologize. I'm not trying to ignore you guys. We're just having a conversation here. Palmetto Paratroop. Everybody here is a brother and sister that I
oh man, look at everybody.
TMC and Sawson, the prettiest high point nails on the internet.
There you
go.
Yes, I do have, and I should have grabbed it. I should have known you were going to ask, because if I would have had it on me, we could have done the tourniquet drill.
Yeah. But did we learn our lesson today?
We did. There's a massive L on my end on that one.
No, that L is for learning.
Yes, and it is. It is, because
the L is for learning.
I usually wait, because Bear puts his stuff out usually in the mornings while I'm at work, and so I wait until I get home. Then I take and I watch it, and every time that they're like tourniquet drill, I'm like scrambling and grabbing and trying to beat them, and yeah. So they've put out a lot of stuff, and that's what I really like about them, is that they go out there and they do. I watch. There's a ton of people out there that's in it for the wrong reasons. They want fame, they want money, they want clicks, they want whatever, and they're not. When you watch a lot of these other people, and you can kind of tell, Bear does it by accident a lot of times. He sits there and he goes, "Hey, you should do the thing," and then there's a big pallet of water right behind him. It's like, all right, this guy's doing what he's asking me to do, so there's the respect aspect.
Yeah, I could name some names too. I've actually been blocked on the Book of Face by my medic on at least 2 accounts, because I'm not ashamed. I'll go in and troll them. It's like, your stuff is crap. It comes from China. Everything at Refuge Medical, it is built, made, packed, and stacked here in the U.S. By Americans.
Yep. Yeah, and that's one of the big things that I think a lot of people don't. when you first start out, and this is at least on mine because I'm on yours. On mine's the channel that is getting the people that's considering it or they're just learning and they're starting it. And I will go through and I'll preach. When you're just starting out, the difference on a $15 knife and a $300 knife, if you can't afford it, something's better than nothing. Except when it comes to things like tourniquets or medical equipment. And ooh, what's that one?
It's a Mora.
Is it?
It's a Mora knife. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I've got the Ring camera and it's like.
Oh, no, you're fine. I think Mora Companion, I think this one is. I think you can still get them for like $15-20 at your local whatever store or online, whatever.
That's me last night. We did the family trip and
Kershaw, there you go.
$15.
Excellent. Now, through my gear whoring years, I've come up with a couple of things that weren't made in the Go USA. This is a Ruiki. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
I still follow Prepared Mind 101.
Mm-hmm.
He did a lot. He's mostly knife and gear reviews, packs, whatever. But he turned me on to that brand and a couple of others that are solid, even if they're not from here. There's other companies that I enjoy as far as gear goes, but it doesn't matter. It's you do with where you're at.
Yep.
And then if you see value in something more, then you upgrade.
Yep.
And save that other gear for somebody else who might need it.
Yep.
Or a backup or a cache, whatever. The thing about preparedness is if you come to it as an idle hobby, it can and will become your lifestyle. Because, and back to preparedness, like you and I, we like to help the beginners and the intermediate people because I'm not advanced. I'm not on a complete 5 to 10 acre homestead with my log cabin and my goats and my sheep and my cows and turkeys and chickens, although we do have chickens. I'm not there yet. I can see it, but I'm not there yet. But everyone's a beginner. Something I've been thinking about lately is when you're a beginner, coming to preparedness, don't think that you can't do it, because technically you're already, and I know some people don't like the terminology, but prepper. It's just another label. I don't care. Yeah. You're already a prepper because do you have a regular routine for going to the grocery store? Do you go to the hardware store and pick up some tools and supplies for building a dog house or chicken run, whatever, for fixing the plumbing in your house? The only difference between an advanced prepper and you is you don't know yet. You don't have the skills and the knowledge just yet for the things further down the road. But if you let your mind be open enough, you can see it. But you're already a prepper. You're already putting food in your cupboard. It's just a matter of expanding it. It's some of it's like the whole food portion is it's a timetable. You take a month to put a month's maybe not a month's worth, but you put 2 weeks worth of food in your house at a time. Just double it. But Badger, I don't have the money. Figure it out. Have a yard sale and sell some of those, Aunt Sylvia's clothes that have been sitting in the back of your closet for the past 15 years. Sell all the stuff that you don't need or don't use. If you haven't laid eyes or hands on it in a year, and it has no use for you, why do you have it? Bless somebody else with it and make a buck at the same time. And whatever else isn't nailed down that doesn't sell, give it away. lighten yourself. Which reminds me, I need to go through my pack again. Speaking of packs, bug out bags.
Yes.
The first thing everybody makes and the last thing you need.
Mm-hmm.
As far as advice goes with that, just check out Dave Canterbury with his 10 C's.
Yep.
Or
Yeah.
Bear has the classroom videos.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about the 10 C's. It's really simple. It's not complicated. Full tang knife, some cordage, light, this, that, whatever. It's just figuring out that yes, you can, and just doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one of the big things that I have told a lot of people. They watch a video or they get inspired by some event or whatever, and then they jump in, and usually I hate this. They always find that one person that every video or every whatever's the sky is falling, tomorrow is the end of the world.
Yeah.
And somehow usually I get them, and I've got to reverse that and go, all right, instead of a bug out bag, let's go down to an EDC bag. What do you need every day? You know? And they're like, but I need a bug out bag. And I'm going, okay, well, we're not bugging out tomorrow. What do you need today?
Yeah. Just an EDC bag. It's something to throw in the car.
Yep.
Throw in your locker or in your desk at work.
Yep.
Nope. EDC bag, get home bag, inch bag. It's a bag. And it carries the capabilities for you to, get from point A to point B in the slickest way possible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure you've seen it too. What is every single person's complete first failure when it comes to a bag?
Overstuffing it.
Every time.
Every
and I'm guilty of it too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I have stuff in mind that is not necessary.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say it's more of a want than a need, but I can justify to myself seeing that need. I need to quit that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I've gotten with people too. They'll have their bag, and I'll go, all right. So if you go out in the rain and that gets wet, is you well it can't get wet. Well, maybe we need to rethink that. What happens if you drop that into the river or it gets covered in a bunch of mud? Well, no, it'll probably damage or maybe we need to rethink those items. Okay.
Yeah. Lighten your load.
Mm-hmm.
As far as bags go. What other preparedness avenues interest you?
Well, I have, and I've been reaching out. I've been wanting to learn a lot more about foraging. That is one of my biggest ones, and I know enough, at least in my sense, that I feel confident in myself. If it really boiled down to it, a few things that are edible, but I know I really need to expand.
That comes in really, really handy, and depending on your location, from your channel name, I'm going to say you're fairly rural.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I apologize. I haven't back channeled as much as I should, but I'm getting there.
Mm-hmm.
You can just walk down a dirt road and see enough to either, maybe not calorically, depending on where you're at. I mean, you're not going to find tuber roots everywhere,
Right.
but there's wild carrot. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you might have to, get a good size of get something to eat, but there's stuff all over the place to eat, unless you're in the middle of Arizona.
Yeah.
Don't go there. It's pretty simple. Don't go there.
Yep.
But there's mullein. I have enough mullein seed saved up to fill up an entire pasture's worth. I collect seeds. I do the herbal apothecary kind of stuff, just learning as I go. We have some calendula oil we're going to make into salves.
Ooh.
Yeah. What else have we got? Oh, Palmetto might appreciate this. Dried ghost peppers.
Oh, now you're talking my language. Yes.
I have to ask, are you you're subscribed to Bear Independent, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Are you on his Patreon?
Oh,
Are you a member of Patreon?
I don't know. I'm a member of a lot of Patreons and members. I have to say, I know that I'm probably subscribed to like 10 different Patreons, and I don't even know if I have the app anymore.
Oh, yeah. The Patreon will gladly keep taking your money.
Yes, I know.
But another pepper aficionado is Palmetto Paratrooper. He was down in the chat. He's a brother,
Ooh.
and he makes a sauce. Oh, was I not supposed to say that out loud?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Anyway, if you find out that you're still on Bear Independent's Patreon,
Mm-hmm.
there's a Discord server. Do you know what those
Okay.
are?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I happen to know the administrator and mod, one of the mods for it.
Yeah.
So there's an entire community there that just over the past what are we at 2.5 years now? It just blossomed into an incredible community that goes from one coast to the other, and um, we even let Canadians in too.
Ooh.
Um, but yeah, and people talk about their recipes, their preparedness. There's construction, there's current events. Um, so yeah, that's another aspect of preparedness that people forget to consider or don't think too much on is community.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to do this alone. When the ball drops or whatever phrase you like to use. You might get by for a season or two, but eventually you're going to be too tired trying to pull security
Mm-hmm.
and mend a fence the goats have taken down yet again.
Mm-hmm.
Um, your your well's not situated correctly. Something.
Yep.
There's going to be trials and tribulations that you can't overcome by yourself or even with just your family unit,
Mm-hmm.
unless you popped out 10 boys in 11 years. Yeah. No. Uh, but yeah, you're welcome to come over to the Bear Independent Patreon Discord. It's only available through Patreon though.
That's all right. That's all right. I'm gonna have to recheck through Patreon because I'm sure I'm probably already in there. Um, but that leads it back into it. So networking, and that's why I love doing this collaboration stuff because there's so many people that I have come in contact with, whether doing an interview or watched other interviews, where I'm like, where has this person been? I love this person and I have never heard of them. And everybody's like, what do you mean? I've been watching them for years. This is how we introduce everybody to community building.
Well, speaking of community and building and networking, I on some level personally know everyone that I support in all the links I have. One of them is Sanctified Supply Co.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I actually made this shirt too, but yep. They have made most of my clothing. Now, if we could just get them to sew britches, that would be great. We got
Ooh. Ooh.
this one here. Yeah, hoodies, t-shirts.
Wow. Nice.
Time for revival. Yeah, hats, t-shirts, hoodies. I don't think they made. Uh, we follow commands, in the Bible to the best of our ability. So we wear the tzitzit
Mm-hmm.
because we're commanded to, and it's a good reminder of keep doing what Dad says.
Yep.
They have those. And of course,
Yep.
mooseruncoffee.com.
hmm
What's your favorite blend?
Well, I've had Moose Run, and here in the past couple of months, I went on a small business spree and I started shopping because we're big coffee people in the house. So I started
Excellent.
hitting up little coffee places, either here local or on Facebook or whatnot. And then, and here's another embarrassment, is somebody said, "Hey, try this coffee," and I was like, "Oh, I've never heard of that one." I sent it in, and it wasn't until afterwards that I realized that it was Nicole Sauce, and I'm like, I so forgot that you did coffee. Yeah,
that, that's a good one.
yeah, yep. So,
Actually, JS Genesis Designs in the chat, he makes their coffee scoops that just got released.
really,
It's got moose tracks in it. A coffee scoop.
that's awesome. That's what I love about this is that once you learn one person, then it's like, oh, I know them, and I know them, and you got to
Yep,
meet
yep,
this
yep,
one, and
yep.
yes, yeah,
Well,
good
hey,
time.
K&J Lumber Products.
Oh, look at that! Somebody's
Glad you're
sending out
here.
links. Yes, whoever sent that link, thank you.
And send out another link. Everyone who got the link, send a link.
Yeah, because I'm going to help build your channel. You got to come on, even if it's 5 minutes a week. I want to hear your thoughts because I'm sitting here watching, and it's like I went back to because you only have a couple. You've been on for a while, but you only have a few videos. I'm sitting here going back like 2, 3 years ago, glued to it. Like, why aren't you sharing more?
Uh, because I make excuses,
hmm
and that's the truth.
hmm
Uh, I'm an introvert, sometimes painfully so. So getting out there, it's that whole stepping outside your boundaries thing.
hmm
It takes some effort some days.
hmm
And like today, talking with you, I'm not on the white tubes. I'm talking with a friend.
Yep.
If you want to do this like every other week for half an hour on a Sunday morning, I'm down.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, I've been kicking around this idea that I want to get some and do like a 4-person round table, just,
Round
you
table.
know, because I want to see, I want to get like a bushcrafter, homesteader, I want to see everybody's different take because on a lot of things, it's not a yes or no or right or wrong. It's different people's viewpoints that can really take somebody in here where I live and where you live. Our situations are different, so my answer may not help them, but yours does.
Yeah, that's something I've caught on to is that some people, it's like you see it in uh, the Book of Face groups, like
Mhm.
there's all kinds of really dummy bear pepper groups. I'm not trying to be ugly, but it's like a couple of thousand. What is the current term for Karens for guys? Chads,
Something like that.
whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, a couple of thousand of them. One guy at some new new person asks, the one question that's always asked, and they just rain down on it.
hmm
It's like, wow, what a
hmm
bunch of dicks.
hmm
It's just, I'd rather have, like I said, a round table where people could come and listen and interject down here.
Yep.
Oh, okay, okay. That- we're just keeping it in the network here. K&J Lumber is Genesis, JS Genesis Designs lumber supplier.
That's awesome. That is
It's a
awesome.
small world after all.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's why I think a round table would be really, really fun, especially like an open book one. We can start off with one question, get going, and as people join in, they can start asking questions and just let it go.
I'm down.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we will build something like that and we'll see how it all goes because I really think it'd be a lot of fun. As long as we get, the right people and so far everybody I've done an interview with, in my opinion, they're all doing it for the right things. They're all out there. They're just trying to help people out the best of their ability, and that's what needs to go on. And my thing, it's kind of like a school. You have different tiers of people.
Mm-hmm.
There's up here that needs to teach those people that need to be elevated to that area. When you're just starting out, he's got a huge channel. And so if they have a sincere question, it's really hard to get a hold of him. He's a very busy man. And so,
Understatement, yeah.
yeah. So if they have a question and there's a smaller channel, yours, mine, somebody else's, to where they need to ask, what is a Pharaoh rod or what does an EDC mean? We'll take the time and answer those. And then as they grow and develop, then they get to that upper level, and that's where they need to be.
We should be here to build each other up.
Mm-hmm.
What else you got?
Yeah. Well, I tell you what I'm going to do, because I know we're getting
I'm going to brag on myself for just a moment.
Yeah.
Do you know anyone that enjoys tobacco in a pipe?
Ooh. Yeah. I mean, I personally know a few. Oh, wow. That is beautiful. Now,
Thank
wait,
you.
what is that hand carved by?
This guy.
Yep, that's what I thought.
It keeps my hands busy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I got that. I think that one was maple. I think, and then I got some oak ones.
That's awesome.
Something to do.
Well, and see, that goes into it. I have so many people, and I just did a video on this. I'm in a wheelchair, or I'm bedbound, or I have whatever, and they're like, I can't do preparedness. Okay, well, if you're in a
Oh yeah, you
wheelchair,
can.
you can carve those. Do you know how much that would be a great bartering item? Or yeah, like there's something to do to make yourself useful. Yeah.
Useful. Yeah, it can be kind of a comfort item.
Yeah.
It feeds more into wants than needs, but
Hmm.
still, it sitting around the fire with your community,
Hmm.
whatever. That's good relaxed time, and people need to recognize and not be all hyped up. You have to have that downtime, to reset.
Hmm.
You can't just go all the time.
Nope.
Uh, you can build up to doing more
Hmm.
and build your endurance both here and here,
Hmm.
but you got to have that downtime.
Yep.
If you're only getting two hours of sleep in a 24-hour period, you are useless
Oh
to
yeah.
everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be. I think there's a lot of people that when they get into it, they get the zombie apocalypse or the meteor or whatever it is, and it's going to be some Walking Dead 10-year survival thing. And I'm going, listen, if that's true, the one biggest thing that's going to get you through it is your mental preparedness.
Yes, it will. And that's another concept that could be worked is, break down maybe 20 different popular scenarios, and
Mhm.
then maybe every other week or something have maybe another round table that could just tear it apart and be like, okay, how realistic is this?
Mhm.
What do you think you'd need to prepare for it? Um, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I love the back and forth here.
Well, and it's funny you say that because S2 Underground just put out that little Matrix thing of exactly that.
I'd say I'm subscribed to them too. I don't watch their stuff all the time.
And I'm one of the ones I love their stuff, Bear, all them, because they're not visual people. So I can put it down and do stuff
Yeah.
and yeah, and listen to it all. And so that's how I get caught up on a lot of my things is those ones. There's like two or three that I watch that you have to visually watch. And I'm like,
Hmm.
I don't have the time right now.
Yeah, yeah. Showing a skill, it's you got to sit down and actually watch it. It's like I'm chasing a 6-year-old through the house,
Hmm.
kind of thing. I can throw my earbuds in when they
Hmm.
work,
Yep.
and I can do that or doing the dishes or another little bit more about me. I'm a stay-at-home dad.
Hmm.
Uh, I work online for various things, but I'm a stay-at-home dad. Our kids are homeschooled.
Hmm.
Guess who the head teacher is?
Yeah.
Well, actually, head teacher's found in here,
Yes.
but
Yes.
and it's a beautiful way to be able to raise your kids.
Hmm.
I can guarantee you, my kids know more about preparedness than anybody else in the county.
Yeah.
Dad, you never shut up about that stuff. I don't care. You're going to learn it.
Hmm. 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 But that brings it into it for a lot of us. There's that one, two, three skills or whatever that when you got brought up, even as a kid, I hated that. I don't like that. And then now that you're a little older, you're like, wow, that was really useful, and I'm glad I learned.
Uh,
Hmm. Yeah, guys. Um, all right, well, and we schedule things, and we have the whole thing for technical issues, and we went through all that. And so I had you for an hour, and we're at an hour, and I don't want to keep you because I know you're busy. I think the wife just got home with the little one and all that other stuff.
oh,
Um,
okay. Yeah, not a problem.
yeah, so we're
Hit me
going to
up.
have to build, and maybe we'll do some sort of like monthly thing or something because people love you and they want to hear everything. I know I'm not your only fan. Not,
I don't do that either.
yeah, not to mention the fact. I'm not the fan of only of your. Okay, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I butchered that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, I had to. Yeah. No, this has been great.
yeah. If you have one of those, I'm not subscribing to that. So
I've just between you and me, shh, y'all don't listen down there. I've thought of doing one and just doing Bible readings on it.
oh, that would
I've
be great.
literally thought the best way to shut them up and shut them down is get on their platform and wipe it out,
I love it.
and take every dime I would make from that and give it to Caleb House or Grindstone.
That is amazing. Oh man,
Shutting
that is
down
amazing.
unrighteousness.
Yes, yes.
I've honestly thought about doing that.
Okay, if you do it,
Or even or you could even just show prepping skills.
if you do it, then I will subscribe.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I mean, Mrs. World might question why I have OnlyFans on my credit card statement, but
Then you'll just have to explain it and show. Anyway, yeah.
yeah, that's awesome. All right, well then you do all the links. Normally, I say I'm going to post all your links and all that. I will probably steal this video so I can post all the links
Go
and send
go for
everybody
it.
to you.
I don't
So
care. It's everyone in a link we love and support. We want to see them thrive and survive. So
excellent.
yeah, go for it. Don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, and if anybody down there, because I know there was a lot of them, so I'm gonna probably steal most of your links in the descriptions and give a bunch of shout outs to everybody so I can try and help everybody out because I trust you. If they're good people in my book, so I'll be more than happy to help out.
Thank you.
So
Um, okay, well, I guess yeah, this is on my side of things. You have a blessed day, sir.
thank you.
It has been a pleasure rambling with you.
Yes. Yeah.
And thank you for everyone in the chat. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out, or if you're catching this later, hit it. If you did not like the live stream, hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment in the chat about what you didn't like, and I can address it later.
Yeah.
Um, Also, go check out Rural 2IC here on the YTubes and the Rural Report on the Book of Face.
Yep.
I don't know where else you are, but
Nope, that's the only two.
good. You're not missing anything.
Nope.
And thank you for having me on my own channel.
Yep.
We'll get that figured out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. But everyone, oh hey, NWA Prepper.
Oh, what's up, NWA?
Just NWA Prepper. That brother is a blessing from the Father, and I mean that in every way. Go check him out. Just go watch his shorts on the Book of Faith, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
I'll do that here in
brother
just
is
a minute.
an entire blessing.
Good, definitely check it out. Excellent.
But I'll catch you later. Shoot me an email. We'll figure stuff out.
Yep, I'm gonna get busy stealing your video and putting it on my thing, and then sharing everybody's links. So thank you everybody that tuned in. And I tried to do a little bit of shout outs, but I don't read and bounce very well. So
no, that's fine. All right. Y'all be blessed. Shalom.